Hey guys, now we're back at it again. So you guys know that we're talking about the Unihertz. Hold on a second. Okay, so we're talking about the Unihertz Titan 2. And for some reason I thought about this and I said, but this one looks a little bit sleeker than what I and I start remembering, trying to think back, and they said, oh, this Unihertz came out in 2025. And I said, well, that's not the same one that I remember, because the one that I remember, and I'll go look back in a second right here. So I'll pull up my Amazon account. But before I do, I remember this came out in 2025, and I said, but I remember. So I started thinking, well, if this is the Unihertz Titan 2, let me go back. And I don't know if you can tell here, but this is, let me see. I don't want to give up too much information, but oh, okay, hold on here. So yeah, this is my Amazon account. I purchased this one on May 31st, 2022. When I returned it, it was brand new at the time, but of course now it updated, right? Let me hold on if I can give you some more information. And this is actually the Unihertz Titan, the first one. But the first thing I thought, because it looked cool. Let me see if I can get some pictures. It looked cool. I thought, oh, that QWERTY keyboard, whatever they call it now, or they've always called it that. But anyway, yeah, for some reason the buttons were kind of stiff, and the screen, it is like, I don't understand why they put this whole block on top if they could just take that off and just make it all screen. Um, you need I don't know if these things could get a little, like, I don't know, just a setup, the layout's a little different, and then also to turn it to the side, the thing was literally 16 millimeters, and so yeah, it would be like, it's like a brick. Literally, it's like having an Fold 7, which is dual screen, and then on top of that, adding something like a another, or like the bigger than the trifold. So almost like putting two phones like the Fold 7 on top of each other. Like that. So it's very thick. And I remember it being heavy. The real reason that I returned it was because it's cool. I mean, the screen is a little dim though. And when I had this, and now this is not the second, this is the first one, but I remember. And so I guess the Unihertz Titan 2 came out in 2025, but I had obviously, again, the first one about 3.5 years before. I had the first one, but I returned it pretty quickly. And the reason I did that, because I thought it was going to be more modern, more advanced, but it was too heavy, way too heavy. That was the main thing. This thing was so heavy that like it's like holding two phones with one hand. So after a while holding it, and then the screen is a smaller, the buttons, you just get used to it, but the layout, it could be different now. Like having this whole design, that could have been all screen. This because I know you want the physical buttons, and the scrolling, it's a little like the software is just not there on this. But because I think it was like, I don't know, they put Android 9. So for like 4 years ago, I guess, now thinking about it, but still, it's hopefully the last generation improved. But that's those things that they don't tell you about. But yes, I've had it, the first one, obviously, again, but it's just those things that they don't tell you.